Hello, I'm Eric Buck, Associate Broker with RE/MAX Properties of the Summit, the #1 brokerage firm here in Summit County. If you're watching this video, you probably recently signed a contract to purchase property in Colorado, or perhaps you're just contemplating doing so. I'm going to talk about Homeowners Association and HOA documents and their role in your contracting and closing process. HOAs are created by developers when they initially build out a neighborhood. We most typically see them in condominium developments, but we frequently see them in single-family home communities, in townhome communities, duplexes, etc. HOAs and HOA documents have important implications both in terms of how you use your property and the financials of your property. So how does that apply to our contracts? First, we want to make sure that our contract stipulates that the seller needs to deliver to you your HOA documents. There's a checkoff box in the standard Colorado contract that puts that requirement on him, and a place to put a date for the association documents deadline. That's when they have to deliver to you those documents. So what documents should you expect? First of all, we have the governing documents. These include the covenants and declarations, which were originally filed by the developer, that defines how the property is going to be used. Is it residential? Is it commercial? Is it a mix of both? These covenants will also define what is going to be privately owned and what is going to be part of the Homeowners Association, what's owned by them and their responsibility to maintain. May also have some additional rules as to what can and cannot be done with a property. The second set of governing documents is going to be the bylaws. These determine how the Homeowners Association operates. How do you elect your directors, your officers? How do you set the dues? When are the annual meetings? Everything related to the operation of the Homeowners Association. And then third, you're going to have your rules and regulations. These are generally written by the board of directors, not necessarily subject to the approval of the individual homeowners, and they determine what you can and cannot do throughout the community. Can't put a clothesline out in your front yard, for example. So you want to read through all of these documents and make sure that you are happy with what they say. For example, you may want to rent your property on a short-term basis, and some HOAs don't allow that. Obviously, if that's the case, you don't want to buy that property. You may have a pet and need to fence in your yard, but some HOAs don't allow fencing. So obviously that property wouldn't be for you. Some people view HOAs as intrusive. Others take comfort in knowing that there's going to be some conformity in the neighborhood. What's important is that you read those documents and that you're happy with what they have to say. The second set of documents is going to be the financials, specifically the budget and the balance sheet for the HOA. You want to make sure your HOA is financially sound. A lot of people, when they're looking at condominiums, are very happy when they see a low monthly dues rate. And then they get surprised a year or two down the road after buying the property with a $10,000, $25,000, $100,000 assessment because the roof needed to be repaired or the outside needed to be reskinned. You want to make sure that your HOA is covering its current budget and building up adequate reserves to take care of major projects down the road. The third set of documents are going to be the annual meeting minutes and any minutes from board meetings, whether they be quarterly or monthly. This is where you're going to see issues like homeowner complaints about what's going on in the community, or other issues that may be coming up about the complex that aren't in the other documents, aren't in the financials, and really aren't in the public domain as of yet. What's important here is you want to review all of these different documents. And if you're not satisfied with what they say, if you're not happy, then you can object and get out of your contract. But that objection must come before the association documents objection deadline, which is going to be spelled out in your contract. If you wait past that date and cancel the contract because of HOA document issues, you could lose your earnest money deposit. So let's review. We want, one, to make sure that the contract stipulates that the HOA documents are delivered to you. Two, we want to review them and make sure that we're happy with everything that they say, whether it be how we're going to use our property or the financials of the HOA. And three, if we decide that we're not happy and we want to cancel the contract, we want to make sure we do so before the association documents objection deadline. Otherwise, our earnest money is at risk. I hope this video has been informative, and I hope you'll look at other videos of mine on other real estate issues. And of course, if you have any questions about HOAs or any other issue, give me a call at 970-406-0858 or write me at ecbuck@ownthesummit.com.